Hello everyone, hope everybody's doing fine. My name is Charlatan Boucher and today I will be guiding you through a lap of the Navarra circuit in the Formula 4 car. Alright, so for this first corner of Navarra is flat. You wanna hit the inside apex right here, flat out again, and then aim for the outside of the track. And once you're around, I would say middle of this small straight, you want to start braking lightly. As you can see, I sort of like brake hard initially. Then, as soon as I start turning, I release the brake to around 20 to 25% to not lock up any of the wheels since you know I'm turning at the same time of braking. Then I go back again to the outside of the track to open up for the next corner. Sort of want to let the car roll through here with a little braking. And once you exit, you want to wash out super as wide as you can. The off track is pretty wide, so you could even go wider than that. But I don't really recommend it since you need to go back to the right of the track. I mean, middle of the track to open up for the next left corner. So next corner, I sort of lift a bit after initiating the turn. So right here I lift, then I let the car wash out to the outside, and once I get to the outside part of the track, that's when I start to really hit the brake. So as you can see, I brake at around 30 to 25%, I'd say, in order to not lock up any of the wheels. Then this corner you want to do a late apex in order to not wash out too much on the next one. So I late apex, get on the throttle quite aggressively, then get to the inside curb of this corner, hold it there, still flat out, and I gradually go towards the outside of this corner, the track. And for this corner, track corner, sorry, I brake around, I'd say half of the straight, since there's no marker anywhere. You can't really, you know, have a mark for brake. So I just use the length of the straight as a marker. So I brake around half of it. Get on the brakes. You can get on the brakes pretty hard since you're braking in a straight line. So you can take advantage of that. You brake really hard, and once you start to turn in, you have to release the brake. That's one big thing that some people get wrong in this car. If you hold the brake when turning, the back end gets loose, and that's when mistakes happens. So you wanna turn in quite late. Do I'd say a mid to late apex, since it's a long straight afterward. So you wanna maximize the speed there. And on the exit, one thing that I found that you need to, I mean, not do is go too wide and put your left tires on the left side of this green curb. Once you do that, you're sort of like a train on rails. You can't really go back to the right on the track, and you just lose time since the bottom of the car is scraping on the ground. So after this short straight, we can use those side panels as markers. Um, I usually take this one, this little black thing. I don't really know what it is, but it's there. As soon as my car gets past it, that's when I start to brake. And as you can see, I brake quite hard. Since you're coming in with a lot of speed, you have a lot of downforce, so you can really mush that pedal. It's pretty hard. But then I gradually get off of it since you have less downforce. Um, then when I start to turn in, I get off of it as soon as I can. And for this corner, I sort of want to do a late apex. I mean, as late as I can, since if you do a early apex, you're gonna end up on the outside of the track, And if you do mid corner apex, so like if you hit it right here, you're gonna be ending up in this green stuff, and you wanna sort of stay outside, not outside, but off this curb, since this curb lowers your grip, your car grip. Um, you wanna get on the throttle quite hard here on exit, since you're coming with a lot of speed. You can get on the throttle quite aggressively. Then for this corner, sort of try to get the car straight before applying brake pressure. So, oh, I get the car straight. Now I start to brake, and I take this little white patch as a marker, and I brake again at like 80%. Then gradually get off of it. And so this corner, you really want to hit this curb as much as you can. The off track is when your right wheels aren't touching the white line anymore, so you can really abuse this corner. Then again, on exit, you want to be aggressive on throttle, really mush that thing as much as you can. And here you wanna stay on this curb, since you don't want to go too wide here because you're gonna compromise your entry for the next corner. So as much not as much, but as soon as I get on this red and white stripes, that's when I start to brake. So as you can see, with the inside curb, as soon as I get on it, that's when I start to brake, and then I turn in. You really want to enter with a lot of speed, carry a lot of momentum in it, since after that it's a small straight, and you don't really have any advantage uh, at having a good exit. So brake lightly, 20% I'd say, then get off of it as you enter the corner. And once again, in these cars you can really smash the throttle, so get on it quite aggressively at the exit, and you can use those outside curves at your advantage to keep more momentum. But then again, like like we saw earlier on the lap, you don't want to put your right tire over the green curb, since these are like you know rails, and your car is gonna bottom out, and you're gonna lose time again, and all yada yada yada. The whole thing, the whole thing that you don't want to do. So for this next right-hander, so for this next right hairpin, I brake a bit after crossing that red stripe thing. As soon as I get on it, not on it, but as soon as I pass it, I get on the brakes. And then again, since we're coming in with some speed and we're braking in a straight line, you can get on the brake pedal quite hard. And then for this corner, you want to sort of do a mid to late apex, and you don't want to get on this curb. Really not good. It's gonna upset the car a bit too much to my liking. So you do a sort of mid to late apex. Abuse of those track limits, since your the track limit is right here. You people usually misread the track and think it's this white line, but for this exit, it's the right tires with this line right here. So you can really abuse the exit right here. Here it's flat still, and for this next corner, you really want to hold the left side of the track as much as you can. And I use this curb as a reference for the braking marker. So the end of it, that's the beginning of the curb, is where I try to look when entering the corner. Then a bit before it, I start to brake, and I smash that brake quite hard to around, let's say, 50% to 60%, and release to like 20% or 10%, I'd say, quite early, since for some reason, this corner is really tricky to take. If you use too much brake, the back end is just gonna step out. So I get off the brake quite early, and once again, like half of the track, you want to do late apex. This one is the most important one. You want to do a late apex for real this time, because if you do a mid apex, you're gonna have a bad exit. So you want to do a late apex to maximize that exit speed and get on that throttle pedal quite aggressively. And then for the exit, you wanna abuse of the track limits again. You can go even wider than that. But yeah, I should have maybe smashed the throttle a bit earlier and used more track, and that could have gave me a half a tenth right there. So this is a lap around the Navarra circuit in the Formula 4 car. If you have any questions, feel free to tag the coaches and the channel. And yeah, have fun, guys.